So good afternoon everybody, myself Acharya Vishvendra. I discussed in the last video about complex mind-brain algorithms using a question. So just to know how this algorithm works, just ask yourself any question. Just simply ask yourself what you studied today. Just think what you studied today. Now try to write these things in point wise. What you studied today, suppose you studied physics and suppose you studied equation of motion. So try to write how many different things you learned today. So you must have studied forms of equations of motion. First is V is u plus at. Then we have V is u plus integration at dt. Then we have V is equal to u plus area under at curve. Then second equation is S is ut plus half at square for constant acceleration. For variable acceleration it is integration v dt. For area of velocity time graph it is the area under vt graph. Then there is a third equation which is v square is u square plus 2as for constant acceleration. For variable acceleration u square plus twice integration ads. So if you are able to retain information in this format, then your mind-brain algorithm is very strong and complex. However, if you feel like being emotionally distracted, you felt anxiety, depression or any sort of rumors or painful thoughts, that means you have a weak mind-brain algorithm. And let me to clearly say this to you, my friends. If you have weak mind-brain algorithms, you will never be able to give your best at any competitive exams. However hard you try, don't get trapped into emotions. Emotions just befools you and just trap you in illusions for a certain period. Just increase the complexities of your mind-brain system. Only then you will be able to survive in this harsh world. Let me to repeat once again. If you have weak mind-brain algorithms, it doesn't matter how many hours you spend daily on studies. You may be spending all of 24 hours, maybe studying even in dreams. But if you are unable to develop complex mind-brain algorithms, you will not be able to succeed in any competitive exam. That is the very core, very harsh truth of this life. So devote some time in checking algorithms of your mind-brain system, checking the efficiency, checking your retrieval process, checking your mental skills, checking the response of your mind-brain system under extremely pressurized conditions. And just feel that are you able to bear the brunt of those high pressure conditions, and practice at least in 10 times higher pressurized condition than your actual exam. So that simply explains the the significance of the mind-brain algorithms. Now how to implement it practically. So for that I have developed a you can say a unique concept. So what I do is that I have developed some sort of I call them as master questions. So in these master questions what I do is that I write I develop a number of problems, generally 9 or 12 or 15, and each type of problem is composed of certain certain topic, and it is in such a way that complexity of the problems increases from top to the bottom. So I have omitted all the unnecessary things over here, and it's a straightforward approach to make your mind-brain algorithms complex and strong, because ultimately you are being just through solving questions. So rest of all is fake and illusive. The shortest way is to directly practice the question answer session, and that too in a very you can say that based on permutation and combination of different things, different parts of the lobes of the brain. So let me to show you that thing. So here is the this is the actual video. It's available on YouTube. You can search the heading, it's effective physics for JEE and NEET by Acharya Vishvendra, and you can have access to this. So here is the, you see, the examples here. So let's take the example of velocity. So I start with very simple questions like dimension of velocity, its SI unit, CGS unit, ratio, scalar vector, average velocity, instantaneous velocity, then ultimately switching to the complex parts of finding velocity, sign of velocity at points A, B and C. So in this way, there are better development of algorithms. The algorithms gets to more complex things in a very limited time and very limited use of energy without causing any anxiety, depression or any other uncomfortable feeling, study ones out, etc. etc. So one of the way to develop your algorithms is to study just to solve questions. Often students are confused about how to study, how to think, how to learn things, remember things or not. I mean, there are so many confusions, and these can be eliminated if we directly develop the strategies for the result. Because we are doing anything if we are not able to produce result. All the discussions, all the debates, all the speeches, all the motivations, these are of no use. So what I have realized in life is that only one thing speaks, that's your work, that's the output, that's the performance. You may be in any field of life, maybe in any situation ranging from worst to the best. But one thing is clear and certain, you'll be able to enjoy life only when you perform. Performance is the basis of every enjoyment, every quality life. So if you want to enjoy life, if you want to enjoy pleasure in life, if you want to have money in life, name, fame and money, then the central point is performance. It doesn't matter you are a student or a musician or a director or a dancer or an actor or a model or a scientist. You may be anything from diverging issues. But if you are able to perform, only then you are going to enjoy your life. And if you are unable to perform, my friend, there is no use of all these things. So I am just trying my best to develop certain, you say, mind-brain patterns by virtue of which students can learn better. And not even students, even people in general can make better use of their mind-brain system and can enjoy success in life and achieving omnipresent dimensions, omnipresent success in different dimensions of life. So let's move back to the discussion. So I was just discussing about the complex mind-brain algorithms. Hope you got an idea of this. So these algorithms are necessary for mentally preparing you for the exam. You must have seen that when you solve a question paper while sitting at your home, you can solve more questions. While the same question paper, when you appear in the exam hall, seems to be very difficult to you, it's because of anxiety issues, emotional issues. At home, you are comfortable, you are relaxed, so you are able to think clearly, there is no pressure on you. But when you are in exam hall, there is an inbuilt pressure. And often in pressurized conditions, our mind-brain system does not work that well because we have to deal with exam anxiety also. So one part of our energy gets wasted in dealing with the emotional conflicts of the mind-brain system. So as to optimize things, there is a certain psychologist who worked on the optimal things, optimizing performances, and he deduced a law that for you see performance and stress, it is some Dodson's law. So it says that when you increase stress, performance increases up to a certain limit. At a certain point, there is a peak performance or optimal performance. But if you increase stress beyond that point, performance is gonna decrease. You must have seen it in life of many people globally famous. Maybe example of Sachin Tendulkar. When he was made the captain of the team, his performance declined substantially. That is also applicable to general student life also. So pressure decreases your performance, but you have to cope up with that because life is always about performance. There is no use of a skill if you can't perform. So that is a bitter truth of life. You have to perform by hook or by crook, and in that performance, complex mind-brain algorithms can help you out.